Good morning and thank you for joining us live for the NJ Real Estate Show. I'm your host, Antonia Rahman. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. And the very first thing that I want to just let you know is that, again, I've received all of your emails, and I thank you for those emails. And I know that a lot of you are confused. Now the emails are saying, what happened? I thought you said that Bank of America froze all of their foreclosures. Well, they did. They did for like, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks the most, I guess. And just when they've given you a little ray of hope, they just take it away. They pull the rug right under, your feet. What can I tell you? Unfortunately, folks, yes, listen up. Bank of America is resuming once again all of their foreclosures. They are going to foreclose on approximately 100,000 homes across the board, across the states. And unfortunately, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, these are just how the banks work. They make their own rules. You know what I mean? So if you're in that situation of a foreclosure, we the only thing that I can tell you is, contact the banks, whichever bank it is, Bank of America, whichever other bank it is, contact them, find out what's happening, find out how much time you have left, because especially with Bank of America just going straight forward and foreclosing on all these homes, I mean, it's just crazy. The economists are saying, what are they saying? They're saying that if they don't foreclose on the homes, it's a crisis. But in my opinion, if they foreclose on the homes, it's also a crisis. So you've got economists fighting against economists on what the opinion is of whether we will go one way or another with the foreclosures. What it's actually going to do to, the American, society. Well, I can tell you right now, when you have economists saying that, there's investors out there who want to buy these homes, I'm a little curious to know, are there really like a lot of investors out there that are now going to pick up these 100,000 homes? I mean, really, because from what I can see, investors are looking to buy something very affordable. And a lot of these homes that are going for foreclosure are not affordable prices, some of them. Some of them are at market value because they bought at high-end time. So, I'm going to see how that's going to work, because my other concern is there's going to be like what? 100,000 families homeless, especially if they can't find a place to rent, because I'm telling you, anybody who actually loses a house to foreclosure and is trying to find a rental property, they're having a very, very hard time. First of all, because a lot of the stuff on their credit report's already damaged with that foreclosure. Okay? And then how they're going to find an apartment when landlords are being picky about what type of credit someone has or the tenant has. So I'm curious to see where all this is going to lead. But in any event, I'm glad that you're joining us this morning. And again, remember, never lose hope. There's still hope out there for us, America. You just have to press through. What can I tell you? I do want to let you know we do have an expert that's going to be joining us on the show this morning, and he will be joining us shortly. But in the meantime, I did want to let you know that buyers, the interest rate is still good. Rates. What can I tell you? Oh my gosh, like the rates are excellent. I don't know why buyers are not buying. The houses, yes, the industry, that the houses are getting lower in price, which is a wonderful thing. And so you still have an opportunity to buy a home. Okay, really look into that. Remember, you can always check me out on the YouTube channel. Always here live every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 10:30 on the Ustream Live channel. As well, you can check me out on WordPress with my blog. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Twitter. Okay, because we're going to constantly be giving you updates, and I want you to just really know what's going on, America. You really need to know. Okay, because a lot of times the media will only cover certain things that they want us to hear, and there's a lot of loopholes in between, and that's what this show is about. It's to fill you in, to let you know what's happening, and to just give you firsthand, outbreak news. Basically, that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. So we are going to come right back after this commercial. Good morning. If you're just joining us live, I'm your host, Antonia Rahman with the NJ Real Estate Show. I'm so glad that you can join us this morning. This is a show where we will give you information that you may not hear in other places, like the news, or you may read in the newspaper. I'm here to fill in the loopholes of the actual outbreak news that you need to know about. And yes, what are we doing? We are recapping again, once again, about what has happened with Bank of America. And yes, folks, America, unfortunately, Bank of America has resumed all of their foreclosures. They plan on foreclosing on about 100,000 homes, and that is a scary, unfortunate circumstance. I don't really know where they think all this is, how this is going to help the economy, but economists are fighting left and right with each other. One economist says they think it's a good thing to do. The other one says no, it's a catastrophe. I mean, either way you look at it, we're talking about 100,000 families being homeless, 100,000 families losing their homes, their investments that they may have had for several years, and all of a sudden now it's just going to be gone. But remember, if you're in that situation, if you're in the foreclosure situation, please remember to call the lending institution that you have your loan with. Find out what's going on. If you've received your numerous letters from them, if you receive a letter from the marshal, the sheriff's department, whatever it is, make sure you call them, find out what's happening. But most of all, make sure you prepare yourselves because it's definitely going to happen. They only gave us that little time of a little hope. They put America like, like we sighed and we said, oh, thank God. And now all of a sudden they say, no, here we go again. It's like the bullets are flying all over again. So, just remember, you are not alone out there. You can call me and share your story with me. I'm always accepting calls at 609-261-3011. Again, you can always reach me on the Remax website. You can check me out on Facebook, on Twitter. Look me up on the YouTube channel, and as well, always catch me live every Tuesday here from 10 to 10:30 on this show, on this wonderful show that's giving you the information that you need. One of the things I also want to let you know is that buyers, if you're really considering to buy a home, there's a lot of things that you really have to prepare yourself with. Buying a house this day and age is not as easy as it used to be. There's a lot of things that you need to do. There's a lot of steps you need to take. I said it last time in the last show. You need a job, okay? You need a credit score. You need everything that you need to make sure that all your ducks are in order to be able to even qualify to buy that home. So we're going to bring it to you live in a few minutes. We have an expert that's going to be with us today on the show. He's going to primarily discuss with you credit reports. Okay, what is the significance of a credit report? How does it affect us or not affect us? And how does it play a major role in all the financial decisions that you as an individual has to make in life, period. And before we have him come on the show. We're going to go to a commercial and we will be right back. We're back on the NJ Real Estate Show. If you're just joining us, I'm hoping that you had your cup of coffee this morning. I know I have, and I'll be getting ready to have a second. I'm hoping that you're all doing well this morning, and thank you for joining me on the show. I know that a lot of you are excited. You have been emailing me saying, hey, I'm so excited. You're going to have finally a live speaker on your show, and that's what we're going to be doing from now on. The following episodes to come, we will have live experts that are going to specifically be discussing with us specific topics, very relevant and important elements and tools to the real estate market. Some of you have also been asking me, what's going to happen once, they foreclose on my home? Where am I going to end up? Where can I stay? Well, from my experience with some of the clients I've been dealing with who have been going through a foreclosure, they've been moving in with their in-laws or moving in with their friends. If they can let them move in with them, that would be great. But if you can and you have to actually look for an apartment, I mean, you need to just start looking. If you know that the marshal is coming in 2 days, start looking for an apartment now. It's going to be a little tough because the landlords don't really want to take on people with bad credit, but that's part of life. As long as you explain to the landlord what has actually happened in your life, especially if you knew that you lost your home to a situation, a hardship. You lost your job, you got really sick, you in the hospital, you had a major surgery, so you couldn't pay your bills. this happens to everyday folks like you and me. So just be honest with the landlord. Let them know your situation. There's some really good landlords out there that they don't care about the fact that you just foreclosed on your home, as long as you explain to them what the circumstance was. You may be making good money, but this just happened to you because, your mortgage just escalated. It was an adjustable rate mortgage, and you just couldn't afford it anymore. But now that you can actually afford this apartment, because it's like about $1,000 less or something, that's what people are doing now. Just be honest with the landlord, let them know your situation, and you'd be surprised. These landlords will also open their doors to your circumstance. And remember, just because you foreclosed on your home now doesn't mean that in the future you won't be able to buy a home. It'll just take you a couple of years before you'll be able to do that. But in the meantime, you can get your stuff back in order, get your credit in order, save your money, make sure that you stay in that job for several years so you have it as a viable, verifiable, employment. And I want to share one of the stories, that was sent to us again, this week. The story comes from a guy named James. And, unfortunately, he had an adjustable rate mortgage as well, just like Jennifer's story last week. And unfortunately, what ended up happening was that he had two loans. He had what was called an 80 and a 20, two loans. And he sought the help of a company who claimed to be a credit counseling company out of New York. I will not mention the name, but they were out of New York. That company, as I'll have you know, is no longer in business. But they claim to be out of New York. They claim to be a credit counseling facility. And they charged him about $1,500 because they said, if you give us $1,500 today, we'll be able to help you settle your credit score situation, settle your mortgage with your lender, reduce it, modify it. I mean, they gave him a whole story, song and dance. And what ended up happening? Unfortunately, he gave them the $1,500. They never did a thing. They didn't call on his lender. They didn't send him any information. So James started calling up the company, trying to find out what was happening. And next thing you know, the phone was disconnected. Buyers, America, everybody, you, me, we have to be careful. Just be aware of the people that you associate yourself with, who are going to try to help you. Make sure that the company that comes up to you and says to you, I can help you with your situation, I can help you with this foreclosure, I can help you modify the loan, I can help you get a forbearance agreement, whatever it is, make sure you do your research. Research the company. Call up your consumer affairs department in your area and find out about this company. Just don't assume because someone gives you a card and they give you a song and a dance that sounds sweet that they're a legitimate company. You have to be very, very careful, folks. So, James, I just want to thank you for sharing your story with us because people are getting scammed all the time, especially now in this major crisis of foreclosures. People just keep showing up and saying, I can help you, and they really can't. They're taking your money. Now, that $1,500 that James gave that company, he could have used that money to pay a mortgage payment. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense. So, be careful, be concerned, and just please be alert. When we come right back, we are going to have our expert speaker.